Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's another beautiful section of Mindshift section with Benedict Obiajulu. And I'm super excited to welcome you back here again. Same time, same venue. I believe we have the early birds that are already joining us here. I believe you had a very good day. Today is a very beautiful day, and we are excited to be having another section of Mind Shift section. All right. Just I believe you had a productive day. I believe you did everything you're supposed to do for the day, following your routine. All right. Okay, early birds, please put down your name and where you're joining us from in the comment section. I want to read and welcome you. But in the meantime, if you have someone who is not here yet, if you know someone that is not yet here, please kindly remind them, call them on phone. You can tag them in our WhatsApp group, tag them and let them know that we are ready. All right, that we are live, not just that we are ready, we are live. We are live. All right. So, um, if you are an early bird, I want to read your comment. I want to know where you're joining us from. And I believe the previous Mind Shift section we had that you utilized every information you got from this platform. And I remember that we were given an assignment to do. I also want to know how many of us that did that assignment and followed the principles that were dished out on this platform. All right. Please, if you did that, also write it on the comment section. Also write it on the comment section. It's very important that we learn and also practice what we've learned, because it is not, knowledge is not power, but what is power is applied knowledge. All right. So I want to know how many of us that are here and can hear me very clearly. Okay, I'm seeing Justice. Wow, early bird. I love that. Justice Uzochukwu, good evening and you're welcome. Justice is joining us from the city of Asaba. Who else is here? I want to know. Please just kindly put down your name and where you're joining us from. I want to know and welcome you. All right. Pascaline Kenechuku joining us from the city of Asaba. I believe you had a wonderful day, right? How is the city of Asaba this evening? Hope you're enjoying the weather. All right. Last week we had a very powerful section where our Ebo MD talked to us about how to. He said one of the points he made last week was, if you don't have a prospect list, you cannot be listed in prosperity. And he emphasized so much on that because we are supposed to have. Okay, Mr. Onyebuchi Maswell joining us from the city of Onitsha. I really appreciate you and you're welcome to this Mindshift section today. Please kindly call your friends on phone, your teammates, your family member, wife, children, everyone that you love them to prosper. Please call them on phone and get them to be here at this time. If you can, tag people randomly in our WhatsApp group. Please let them know that we are live and direct here and they shouldn't miss today's section. All right. So last week he also mentioned that you must nurture your clients. You must nurture things to produce. So if you have clients and you don't nurture them, they cannot produce. All right. I just want to recap so that we get, you remember where we stopped last Mindshift section. Okay, so he also talked about there is fortune in follow up. That part was like it was like a push for me because I had to follow up all my clients. DK Tochi joining us from the city of Asaba. You're welcome, please. You're welcome. I had to follow up my client bomber to bomber because what is the essence of having them without following them up? And then you remember that he gave us an assignment. He said, reach out to 10 new prospects. 10 new prospects. Say follow up on 5 old prospects and then post something of value every day. And I must tell you, even recently we started doing our 21 days challenge, which helped us all I don't know if you're joining, it should be helping you, because I know it helps me a lot, because I post consistently on daily basis and I've seen results from there. So if you have been joining or you've not been joining, please kindly do something about that. All right. Okay. All right. That being said, our Ebo MD is ready for this section. Our Ebo MD is ready for this section. Please kindly, wherever you are, kindly jam your hands together. I know you were expecting him, right? This is Ambassador Christian Ufondo. Please jam your hands together wherever you are and then give him a warm welcome in the comment section. Ambassador, please, the floor is yours. Thank you for joining us this evening. You are kindly welcome.
Okay, okay. It's been an amazing day, and I love the share ups, and I love everything I'm seeing. Chasha, always smiling. That's good for you. I love
All
today
right, welcome, sir.
on the sofa because of it's been an amazing, beautiful day, and we always go on because life continues. So it's a privilege to be here with us once again to share some wonderful leading precepts on this journey of wealth creation and the business and anything we can think of that makes life very, very interesting. So, without taking much of the time, I believe we are all seated and we are with our materials ready to grab something for tonight. And one thing is for sure, it's going to be loaded and it's going to be it's going to be a time framed class. So what do I mean? What I mean is that maybe in the next 30 minutes, I will be leaving us to have the weekend to enjoy because it is really weekend, and that is why you have to be here. When you say thank God it's Friday, you have to also thank God because Fridays are for not just rest, they are for trainings. Okay, it's a weekend training. Okay, so today we'll be looking at something that has to do with what we are created for in life. You know, our pastors will always tell us that we are a product of God's pleasure. What do I mean? We are created to give God glory. We are not created to help God in creating the heavens. No, we are created to give God the glory. We are created to continue what God has done on earth and for a process of recreation. And no wonder the Bible says, go into the world and multiply. But because this place is an economic planet, our early will always say that the world is an economic planet. So we are created to transact. We are created for business. We are created to make the wealth go round. Before I start this beautiful class, I'm going to talk about wealth creation, business and wealth creation. The end product of business and wealth creation is not just income, even though we know that income is the passport to be admitted into the wealthy class. Somebody write it down. Income is the only passport to be admitted. For you to be admitted into the wealthy class, you need to have income. And how do you have income? You have to be conversant with business. You have to be conversant with creation of wealth. how wealth is being created, sustained, programmed, and why it should be lasting. Because it's not just about creating wealth, it's about creating lasting wealth. Wealth that will outlive us. It keeps, you know. So today, we are going to study. I call it a financial literacy class. Success in business is based on training, discipline, and hard work. From business, we're going to go into wealth. Why business? Because that is what we are created to do in life, as we are in the economic planet. So our job is to transact. Our job is to do business. Our job is to create relationship. And everything we do is business. Like a book reviewer told us this morning in our early morning literacy class, or financial class, she said that everything we do in life is negotiation. It's negotiation by Professor Oluoma Amuti. Yeah, she made us know that everything we do in life is negotiation. Negotiation. And whether you are selling, is negotiation. Whether you're just sitting down and looking at me, you have negotiated with yourself that you're going to sit down and listen to this very class. That is negotiation. So everything in life is negotiation. Everything in business is negotiation. So success in business is based on training. Number one, training. You must have to be trained. You must have to be trained. If you are not trained, you cannot reign. If you are not trained, you will go and mess the business up. If you are not trained, you will go and cause catastrophe in the business. So you need to be trained. Then you need to be disciplined. Before we can be able to bring hard work. All man works hard. All men work hard. Okay, depending on the area of your hard working. For you to sit down after the day's activities to listen is part of hard work. It's part of hard work. Some people are already sleeping by now. But you resorted in yourself to be here and listening to what we are going to teach out today. So we have said success in business is based on training, discipline, and hard work. Okay? And in business, you can save money, waste money, or invest money. In business, you can save money, you can waste money, you can invest money. All of them are encapsulated in the notion of one thing, business. When you don't have any business, you cannot fit into wealth creation, because I wonder what you want to tell others. I wonder where the motivation is coming. When you are not into business, you cannot fit into wealth creation. So I have this simple definition of business by Max Amsterdam. He said business is the art of extracting money from another man's pocket without resorting to violence. That's just it. He said business is the art of extracting money. Yeah, somebody may be asking, is it all about money? No, it's not about money, but money is involved. There must be transaction, because the money involved there, the money that is involved there is what makes it transactional. Transactional. Whether you are relational or you are rational. Once there is a transaction, money must change hands. Then we now say business has been conducted. And he said that business is out of extracting money from another man's pocket without resorting to violence, without resorting to violence, without collecting it by force, without hitting people, without stealing it. It must be negotiated. So the act of that without violence means that there was a proper negotiation before the transaction went on. That is business. That is business. Money responds to value, product, and idea. So success in business, there must be one value, there must be product, there must be idea. Which idea are you trying to sell to the person? Which value are you trying to communicate? Which product are you trying to give? Because when these three things are not in place, business is not yet completed. Until they are in place, then we can now say that business has already been done. Okay? I have this again to say that a businessman is every person connected with any legal activity for the purpose of making profit. For the purpose of making profit. Every business boils down to profit, even charity organization. Every business boils down to profit, maximizing value, enhancing profitability. So if you are not in any legal business that maximizes profit, that enhances profit, that communicates value, sorry, you are not in business. You are just merely, you know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but I don't know the adjective I can use to qualify it. Okay? But because we are into sales, everything in life is selling. Everything in life is sales. You are a salesman, I'm a salesperson. As you are listening to me, I'm selling to you. In your dream, maybe, I don't know, maybe you dream and you meet a lot of friends, they are selling to you. Okay? Everything is selling. Everything is all about sales. Okay? Now, that is that for business. And I have this to say again. An entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business, takes a financial risk in the hope of profit. So we now know what business entails and what entrepreneurs. Why I really wanted to start this is because Latera is an entity and we are all in here for business. I'm not here because I like somebody's face. Yes, in the course of the business, I may get to like you, because before, people buy from whom they like, whom they trust, whom they love, whom they believe. So if all these things are not in its entirety, then I'm sorry, you may not be able to communicate business. Now, since we have talked about business, we are going to look into business that, in terms of wealth, business that metamorphoses to wealth, business that brings long-lasting wealth. And we know what we are doing today, or part of what we are doing today, is part of that business that brings wealth, the business that multiplies wealth, the business that enhances wealth. Thus, we are into real estate. Aside real estate, we are into other things. Okay? Even wealth education, because what you hear every Friday here is wealth education, how to create a sustainable wealth. Now, I listed out some laws to consider. Some laws to consider if you must thrive in business, if you must create a long-lasting wealth that will impact the lives of others, then we have to look at these laws. I have about 6 of them. I have about 8 of them. we are going to look out for before we call it a night. One of the laws to consider in creating wealth, I term it laws of creative mentorship. Laws of creative mentorship. Refuse to be mentored by those who have no result. But before we get there, in business, there is always a precedent, there's always an antecedent, there's always people who proceed, there's always people who go ahead to clear the road, who go ahead to tell you, look at this, try this formula, it's going to work. The only thing that doesn't have a formula in life is marriage. Every other thing have formula. Every other thing have principles. Every other thing have precepts. So one of the laws to consider, if we must strive in businesses that create lasting wealth, is laws of creative mentorship. Who is mentoring you? Who is your backbone? Which source is providing resources that you need? That is mentorship. If you don't have a mentor, you are not ready to be a conqueror, because you must be mentored. You must be mentored. If you don't have a foundation, then you are not going to stand on anything. Thus, foundation needs to go forth before you can now be able to provide the solutions that people need. You have to stand on a foundation before providing a solution, because you can't give what you don't have. Okay? So refuse to be mentored by those who have no results. Manifestation is the application of revelation. So before you manifest, something has to be revealed. Manifestation is the application of revelation. So you have to have a mentor who mentors you, who leads the way, who shows you, a father who gives you feather so you can be able to fly. I have again the laws of burning desire. Remember, we are studying wealth. And one of the laws you have to propagate, you have to put into practice, is the law of burning desire. The beginning of success is desire. The beginning of success is desire. It's desire. When needs multiply, desire is activated. When need is multiplied, desire is activated. When your desire for wealth is waned, then you become a mediocre. You have to desire for it. It doesn't end in just desiring. It goes forth for you to go a long way in demanding for it. Because in demanding for it is what we tell others that, yes, you really deserve this. If you don't demand for it, you are not going to get it. Because nobody journeys in and remains still without. No. It doesn't happen like that. So another law I have here again is, okay, concerning what you desire, for desire to be effective, you need three things. Number one, you need to see it, you need to say it, and you need to seize it. But before you seize it, you need to sow it. Yes. You see it, you say it, and you seize it. You sow it. Then I have another one, the law of definiteness of purpose. The law of definiteness of purpose. Yes, purpose is the rarest thing to find, the hardest to live, and the easiest to lose. Purpose. Purpose is the rarest thing to find, the rarest thing to find, the hardest to live. Yes, I want you, I know that wouldn't you may tell me that you already find your purpose and you're living it. I don't know. But if you find it, if you have found yours, I'm happy for you. Thank God for you. But make sure you are living it. It is the hardest thing to live. Because purpose is easy to lose. It's the easiest thing to lose. It is the easiest thing to lose. When focus is not there, purpose is lost. When discipline is not there, purpose is lost. Because you can't be closing your eyes and walking in purpose. No. You can't be distracted and still walking in purpose. So the law of purpose is the third law. If we must strive in wealth, in making wealth that will outlive us. Okay? Now, I have again the laws of enrichment. The laws of enrichment. True wealth must add value to others, must add values to others. Enrichment, I mean here, does not mean personal aggrandizement. No. It doesn't mean converting anything, everything just for your own personal use or for your own, maybe, I don't know what to call it. No. Laws of enrichment. You get it to add value to others. You get it to add value to others. You have it to add value to others, not just to get it and squander it on yourself or make boast that I'm the only one that have it, so all of you must kneel before you get it. No. So laws of enrichment, which simply notes that true wealth must add values to others. We have again laws of entrepreneurship. Laws of entrepreneurship. We cannot separate business from entrepreneurship. And when we want to study wealth, we cannot separate entrepreneurship from wealth because they work in pari passu. Okay? Laws of entrepreneurship is simply identifying a problem and solving it. Wealth is created when needs are met. Wealth is created when needs are met. Wealth. Dangote is a wealthy billionaire. Otedola is a wealthy billionaire. Our big uncle or big daddy, our big father, Dr. Coscharis is a wealthy billionaire. Richard Branson is a wealthy billionaire. Because of one thing, they are solving problems. The world is full of problems already. So don't make a mistake of adding yours. No. Instead, become a solution provider. When you are a solution provider, the world will come kneeling at your feet because we are tired of creating problems. It's in political science that they tell you to create problems and they create the solutions. But I beg of you, stop creating problems. We have a lot already. And the world is begging for solution providers. So become a solution provider and you see yourself amassing great wealth. Okay? The Bible even tells us, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all diligence so that you can be able to become a solution provider. I have the sixth law, which is the law of small beginning. Law of small beginning. Unfortunately, in our world today, we have people who wants to begin big and hit it big. They want to start big and hit it big. What happens to the law of small beginning? What happens to the law of the seed that germinates to bear the fruit? What happens to it? What happens to it? We are being blindfolded by quick success syndrome. So you want to make it at all costs. You want to make it immediate. You want to start out now and hit it big. You want to start out now and hit it big. You want to start out now and hit it big. Be careful. Be careful. Consider the law of small beginning. Entrepreneurs who start with small capitals have a tendency way of making it bigger. Kosaris, who is a billionaire in dollars today, started with maybe $1. Forbes recorded that he's a man that has a lot of billion in dollars just because he has $1. He started with $1. So he started little. Don't go that route. Sorry. Don't go that route of trying to start it big just to make it big. Please. I have another one, the law of courage. The law of courage. Your willingness to take risk, accept failure and disappointment is the measure of your desire to succeed. Law of courage. How courageous are you? You start a business, in our real estate business, 3 months into the line, you say, no, it's not my thing. So whose thing? Is it my thing? Is it my thing? No. It's everybody's thing. So you've got to wake up and keep moving. You've got to wake up and keep moving. We have one of the saying that we say in the office that if you keep coming, you become. Shun every distraction. Focus. Keep coming. Because it is only a lazy man that tries to avoid risk. The lazy man takes risk, fails, meets disappointment, and say, no, it is over. I cannot do this. I can't do this. It's not my thing. I'm not born for this. So what are you born for? To be clapping for others. What are you born for? You are born for greatness, but that greatness must come or will come if you always endeavor to take risk. Okay? In Proverbs 26, verse 13, the Bible told us about a lazy man who says there is a lion in the field, so I cannot go to till the ground, so the lion will not devour me. You see it? So don't be that lazy man, that the proverbial lazy man that says there is lion in the field. Courage is beating fears to do things you are afraid of. I know. It's easy to talk to clients. It's easy to talk to prospects. It's easy to talk to strangers. Just do it. Do it. Go out of your way. Do it. The highest answer you're going to get is no, which we know it means next opportunity. Next opportunity. Next person. You keep going. Okay, so beat that fear. Courage is acquired. You need to acquire courage. Then I have the 8th law, which is the law of risk. Yes. Every businessman you see today is a risk taker. Every entrepreneur you see today, even entrepreneur goes out doing business with the hope of making profit. They are not sure. They are just doing it. They are just doing it. So they are doing it with the hope of making profit. So don't just calculate, if I start now, am I going to hit it? Am I going to make it? It's not your business. Your business is to do what? To start. That's your business. Just start. Just start. Okay? It is a powerful step of walking away from what is comfortable in order to achieve what is unusual. So when you are taking risks, you are going out of your way. You are going out of your comfort zone. When you are taking risks, you are moving into the unknown. You are journeying from the known to the unknown. That's risk. And in order to achieve what is unusual, life is risky. If you refuse to take risk, life is risky. If you refuse to take risk. So remember, we started this by saying that income is the only passport you need to be admitted into the class of the wealthy. And how do we have income? By engaging in business. From engaging in business, we now see what it takes to create wealth, to stay in wealth, to maximize wealth, And I was able to tell us when we started, that money responds to three things. Number one is idea. Number two is product. Number three is value. These three things. If you cannot be able to give it, if you cannot communicate it, if you cannot extend it, money won't come to you. Okay? And I said again that business is the art of extracting money from another man's pocket without resorting to violence. Eh? So you must not drag the person before you make sale. For those of us who are in the main market, you must not drag people for you to make sales. No, you must not do that. You must not do that. Okay? Yeah. So, remember, I tell us again that a businessman is every person connected with any legal activities for the purpose of making profit. Yes, legal activities. And that is why in Latera we do business, because Latera is a legal entity. So I think I'm going to draw the curtain here so that you can be able to go through what you have learned in this class, ask your questions, and have a pleasant weekend. So, Chacha, over to you. If you have any questions, so feel free to answer or drop it in the chat box. Drop it in the chat box. Drop it in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Christian Ufondu. That was a very powerful section. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Please, if you have a question or something you learned differently, please kindly drop it on the comment section. And I believe you learned so much today. We're talking about business and that particular definition of business. In fact, I'm so excited about that. He said business is the art of extracting money from another man's pocket without resorting to violence. I don't know how many of us that heard that, but it hit me differently. I've have not come across this particular definition of business, and it's an exceptional one for me. All right, if you have a question, if you have something you want us to talk about in the next section, please kindly drop it in the comment section. And I really appreciate all of us for joining our Mindshift section today. If you know somebody who did not join, from the comment section, I believe you should know anybody who did not join this training. Please kindly let them know that next to Friday is our another Mindshift section that they shouldn't ever miss. All right, please kindly remind them and help them to be part of what we are doing. At Latera, we are building a community of wealthy people, and I believe you are one of us. And I appreciate you. And um next week Friday, sorry, we are going to be having our physical section in the office. Our office is opposite the government house, Justine Plaza. Please kindly be part of what we are doing. Wealth can be made only in community. Wealth is made in community. Our MD always said that when you want to build wealth, you can always build wealth in community. And this is a community that we have with us. Kindly treat it with every kindness. All right. Okay, please, if you've not liked this video, if you've not clicked on the like button, if you've not subscribed on our YouTube channel, please kindly do that right now. I believe you would want more people to get to know what we are doing. So please click on the like button, share this live section, and also get more people to watch this video. All right. You can always come back to this video anytime you want to recap on what was taught. Okay. That being said, if anybody is going to be seeing this video after now, after this live, we celebrate you, we welcome you, and we ask you to be part of what we are doing in Latera. We are building a community of worthy people, and we want you to be part of what we are doing. Thank you so much for joining us this night, and we appreciate you. See you in another Mind Shift section happening in 2 weeks' time after the Friday after the next one. All right. Do have a good night rest, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the night. Please remember, don't fall asleep. Go to bed. If you have any night routine, complete them before you sleep. Do have a good night rest, everyone. We love you. See you next time. Same venue. Bye.